Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to yet another episode of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. So in today's episode, we're gonna finish the other thing that was on the sign over here that we didn't get to yesterday, that Dragonstone. So yeah, volatile substrate with all those fluids, it just took a while, and I don't feel like skipping that does anybody any good. I want to put it in here, so if you guys, need to know how to do it, it's there. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in between yesterday's episode and today's, I did a little bit more off-camera preparation. We've got another subnet set up over here for fluids because we filled this P2P tunnel in the last episode. Maxed it out. 32 channels, 31 channels on this one. How did we lose a channel on that one? That one was max. Oh, I swapped out a import bus for a drawer. So, on this new line here, so as you can see, we've already set ourselves up a blaze burner with a straw, got it tied into the force-infused diesel. This is take two because I tried to set it up the first time and stuff was just not going to work out with how I was trying to route it, because we need to be able to get a cable from this new P2P network over here, and we also need to be able to bring our liquefied source in from the ender tank. So yeah, we had to redo it all. So take two, we're going to put our motor up top here. Okay, we're gonna go right here, and then if we put our mixer where it goes, and we put our cog where it goes, now we should be able to take our motor, put it right there, bring the power over to it, get us spinning. Let's see if we can't make this a little faster. So if we just click and hold, let's go with like at least 64. And then we need to bring this cable over, and this should work. So if we come on here and then there, we're gonna need some quartz fiber to separate it from that other cable back there so that it doesn't link to the other subnet, and this will give us the two faces that we need for importing and exporting our new fluids. So we're going to need to import into here, or export into here, ender pearls. There's our ender pearl, and then for our import bus, we are going to want to set it to quantum fluid. Oh, that is not what we want to do. We don't want to set a filter for the thing. Okay, there's that. And then if we tell you that you can only import quantum fluid. Okay, so now I was set up, y'all. I was set up. Looks like off-camera Wooly made it look like that he tied all this in, but in fact, he did not. So the reason that's not exporting our ender pearls is simply because it can't. It just can't. There's, it's not connected. So let's grab a new P2P and let's put it on here. And now that should, it's already making it. I can see it. We need to set a spot for quantum fluid to go over in our fluid drawers, but you can't pick quantum fluid up in a bucket. It has to be a tank. There we go. So now, if we come over here and set one of these drawers, so we got to do the whole shimmy shake thing where we go like this, and then we make sure our linking tool's on the right one again. We unlink, we unlock, we add our new fluid we want to bring in, we relock, and we relink. So there we go. Now you see our liquefied source start to come in, and our quantum fluid is building. That gets us automated quantum fluid. So now we needed that quantum fluid for our protochorus. So we're going to use that in a thermopneumatic processing plant or in an advanced mixer, which I think is the easier way. So we're going to go advanced mixer, quantum fluid, 1 bucket to 1 mineral berry equals 1 protochorus. So we're going to let this run for a little bit to build us up some of it, because it's, it's going to suck through the little bit we've already made pretty fast. So we'd like to try and get a buffer in there, and we will go from there. So give me a minute to let this run. Let's see if we can step up the pace on it a little here. All right, y'all. So we now have an 80 bucket buffer, which is not all that much, but let's see. I don't know just exactly how much of this protochorus we're going to need in the long run. So what I'm thinking I'll do, just for the sake of, while we build up a buffer in here, because these drawers hold 128 buckets. So while we get that buffer built up, why don't we just put a storage downgrade in the drawer? I think we're close enough to tie into that drawer controller if we go right here. So we will test that real quick. Let's see. If we put a drawer down, if I put this drawer down and I lock it, can I link it to that controller? So lock, and then let's go grab the controller over here. Will you reach? It will. Awesome. Actually means we could tie those mushrooms in too, which is cool. Did I lock this drawer? This drawer is not locked. Okay. So this will be perfect. We will be able to tie this drawer into our storage controller over there. I do want to turn it though so that it's facing the correct way. And we will have to relink it, which is no problem. So there we go. So that's going to be our output drawer that we output the protochorus to. Let's get a downgrade out of our storage here. We can toss those back in. So we're going to put a storage downgrade. That's going to make it only hold 1 stack of the protochorus. Then now it's time for our advanced mixer. So if we toss the advanced mixer right here, we can pull down this cable. And then we're going to need a export bus and an import bus. So for the export bus, we are going to be exporting mineral berries and quantum fluid. So we're going to need a capacity card. Let's get one of those made up. So then if we dump you in here, we're going to add in our quantum fluid. And we're going to add in our mineral berries. Mineral berries we have growing in a phytogenic insulator. Have giant stash of those. And then actually we're not going to need this because we're going to output to the drawer. So we're going to tell the config back. The back is going to be the output. So let's turn these off. And auto output enabled. So that will push out the back to our drawer. Now all we have to do is wait on it to finish filling this with the quantum fluid and get our mineral berries in here, and we should be good to go on protochorus. Let's put some, do we have any protochorus left? We don't. So we're gonna have to take the first one out and put it in that drawer to lock it in. There we go. So we'll just take these protochorus and presto. Now it should be able to push right out the back into there. Right? I said you should be able to push back, output, auto output enabled. I don't know why the auto output on this is not pushing out the back. I'm such a dummy. Who saw that? Who already acknowledged that? Dang it. I set the fluid output, not the item output, and an item is what we've got. So we don't need that puller upgrade at all. And there we go. That gets us up to our protochorus. And the last thing we have is to set up a mechanical squeezer to squeeze this protochorus into these chunks, which we then have to use in an elven trade portal, which maybe we can make this? Question mark? Elven wood, get logs, go through there. Okay, so we may be able to get all this set up, but we're going to need to try to make the elven trade portal, the one that's like our mechanical daisy over there. So give me a few minutes to go through a checklist and get all of what I can together for that, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so as we're working on trying to get everything together for the Alfheim market, I realized that we don't have Livingwood automated yet, but we can. We have our mechanical daisy, so we just need to give it a, what does this say? Where is it? Minecraft logs. So any log that burns, the pure daisy will convert into Livingwood for us. So let's go ahead and just hit the plus sign on that recipe. Does it have to be stripped? Okay, so it doesn't look like it has to be stripped. So let's not use the stripped spruce. Let's just use regular spruce. There we go. So one of those will give us one of those. Let's make it 8, since that's how many will go into the mechanical daisy at once. Okay, and so then if we toss this into the mechanical daisy, it should be able to make these for us. So if we mouse over this now, or it has to be Livingwood like this, so we need a recipe for that. This one. And then this. And that. Okay. Let's see how this goes. So these are all just regular crafting recipes. We should, in theory, be able to living wood. If I tell it to make me 10, let's see if it can do it. Now we are going to have to go over to the other base. So while that's working on that, let's go ahead and head back to the other base. And we need to convert some mana steel plates into elementium, which is just done by tossing it through the portal, because we need this to make the automatable portal. And then while we're here, we can go ahead and throw those Livingwood chunks in, get us a few dragon stones so we can get some more crafters going. That's the reason we're going down this whole exercise. All right, so we got ourselves some elementium, and we actually got ourselves a couple of the dragonstone. Did you finish? There's nothing showing in there, and it was living wood. Heck yeah, it made our 10. Awesome. Sweet. So let's make that Elven Gateway Core. And then we need Dreamwood, which is living wood tossed into our portal. So make me some more of this, please. Oh, you can see it working. Aha. How did it do those others? All right, so we have a problem here. I'm not sure how it made the first batch, but it can't pull the Livingwood logs back through because it's not in the filter. So if I take one of these and I add it to the filter, now it should be able to clear them. Cool. So yeah, that was a little unfortunate oversight there, but now we've got that fixed. So that's going to let us get our Livingwood we need to take over and trade with the elves. There we go. So now all we have left is our mana ring thing. So we just need some more mana steel plate and a rune of mana. Do we have a rune of mana? I think we already used it to make the other one. So give me a minute to get together the rest of that for the rune of mana, and I'll be right back. All right, so here we are over at our runic altar. The rune of mana is a pearl and a bunch of those the mana steel plate. So 5 mana steel plate and a pearl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We're gonna need to get our wand out. Accidentally picked up a spark. All right, so we toss on our living rock, right click it with our wand. There's our rune of mana. And then let's head back over to make our stuff and junk. Ring of mana. Greater ring of mana. And now we should be able to make the Alfheim market. This is the automatable version of the portal to Alfheim. So we're going to be able to tie this into our system on one of these sets of channels. We'll probably put it out here in Magenta Land. It doesn't matter. We've got this going on over here. It's fine. So a couple of things we need to do. So now that we have that Alfheim portal, the other thing is we need to start processing the protochorus into the mineral. And I was figuring that maybe we could just stuff it right here next to the advanced mixer. We might even be able to go so far as if we tell it that it can also output to the left, we can keep a buffer of the protochorus set in that drawer for when we need it, and then have this processing our crystallized chorus chunks, which we'll put into a drawer and tie into that drawer controller so that we can, limit the size again, or limit the stack size of it, just to, keep things managed here so that we're not wasting a ton of resources. This one will need a puller upgrade because the mechanical squeezer cannot eject the items, so we can set this puller upgrade in here, and this should be able to, well, we don't want you to pull the protochorus, bud. We want you to pull this. There we go. So now if I take my config tool and lock this drawer, that cannot pull it. This is a sided block, isn't it? I think we've had this discussion before. We put it on this side, and then we can put this drawer down here underneath it. All right, so if we do this, from the up, puller upgrade, and then if we put you there, and we tell you that not on this side, but on that side, there we go. So, yep, it can pull it down. Now we are gonna need to get power out and around to this thing. It's gonna be ugly. Actually, you know what? We could just GPS data card it. That way, it's a little less ugly. And that gets our power into our mechanical squeezer for us. Not that mechanical squeezer, the other one over here. And then we only have one thing left to deal with. We have to deal with this liquid chorus, which I think we just probably want to put into a drawer if we have one. So let's go see if we've got an empty drawer. We do. All right. We're going to grab out our stuff here. We could set an import bus here on top of this block, and hopefully the import bus will be able to pull the chorus out of the top. If not, we will have to carry it over another way. Let's see. There we go. So now it's pulling out the liquid chorus. This thing will continue to give us the protochorus every so often. It looks like we're running out of quantum fluid. So this might need some acceleration cards in here, so because looks like this will run us dry. Let's put a downgrade in it. That's what we're gonna do. So because if we put a downgrade in there and limit this to a stack of 64, which we don't think we're gonna need too much Dragonstone at once. So if we're gonna have to pull that out, put the downgrade in, then put the stuff back, and then we're going to need to get our linking tool onto this drawer controller, and we can link that in. So now we'll have access. Oh, thank gosh, I didn't even think about that being in range of the controller or not, but it is. So now we'll have that. We have our liquid course going. This will only run until it fills up its output buffer here, which will limit how much of the quantum fluid we're actually using, because this is kind of our slowest part of the process right now. But this gets us ready for our automatable Alfheim market. Now, I know this is Automation Station, but since we have our Daisy over here and we have some channels over here, I don't see why we couldn't just put the Alfheim portal right here. So let's grab a pattern provider. All right, so pattern provider underneath. Got our Fluix Smart Cable right here. I think I'm going to use a laser node to correct this, and I will probably move this over to a laser node as well for pulling the items out and putting them back into the pattern provider once the craft is complete. So let's go get some patterns made specifically for the thing that we needed that was on the sign. Let's get that Dragonstone automated. That's what the last 2 episodes have been about, is getting that volatile substrate and this Dragonstone automated, because we need them for all sorts of crafts. And while this may seem excessive, you won't think it's excessive when you're not running around your base crafting this stuff by hand over and over and over and over, as you realize, you know, you need it more in the pack. It's well worth the time investment right now. So Dragonstone, it is an elven trade. We go through here. So this pattern will do 1-to-1 through our market. What else can we make in that portal? So in that portal, we make Dreamwood, which is dream logs. So we can take those, and then we'll make another just standard crafting pattern to craft that into the wood. But this is a pattern for the market. These are regular crafting patterns. The next thing is Elementium ingot, which is 2 mana steel plates through the portal to Alfheim. Now, this poses a problem because we actually don't have a recipe for mana steel plates. So let's go ahead and get that done. And this is going to cause us to have to chase the rabbit. We don't have an automated way to make mana steel and those other pieces behind it. Now, we ain't nobody got time for that today. It's going to be a whole other process. I mean, we're talking probably at least one more episode to get through automating all of that, but it's stuff that we're going to need to do. If you, if you don't automate all the way to the base, you're still going to be manually making stuff. So we have so much now that we have access to all of this automation that we just have to get through. So bear with me, we'll get there. All right, so we have these 3. What else is there? So let's just go look at uses on the Alfheim market here. So we can convert Living Rock into Dream Rock. That's probably one we want to do. So let's bookmark that. Elven Lapis. Elven Lapis block. We don't need to do the block forms. I guess we could, but yeah, it's not necessary in my opinion. Block of Elementium. So, but we already have Elementium ingots. That's fine. The Alf glass would be a good one. Elven quartz is a good one. We do need to upgrade our Lexica Botania. And think we already have a log recipe. We definitely want pixie dust. Now, the question becomes, these use mana in the other setting. Do they require some kind of mana to trade in the markets and stuff? I don't know. It doesn't show it. I guess let's put them in and see what happens. So, Mana Steel Plate needs to go into this one. Okay, you are just a crafting recipe. And then now we need our Mechanical Daisy is there. Alfheim Market. Here we go. Got a full row of stuff to put in there. And let's test it with the one that we made it for. Dragonstone. Can you make me 10? Let's go see if it works. Oh, it's not going to work because we haven't linked it, but we should be able to see it convert the items, hopefully. Oh, it does need mana. Okay, so we are going to have to get this mana somehow. How do we get it mana? All right, y'all. So this was just like a whim. I just tried it. I was like, well, I wonder if the mana splitter, if I spread, send the mana from the spreader into the splitter, will it feed into the block? And it surely does. Look at that. So that means that for these other ones that are going to require it too, so like I would love to get into the mechanical pool and all of that so that we can, automate all of the Britannia processes, which is what these blocks are supposed to do. Yeah, we'll be able to put 4 around this one mana splitter, and until we get our creative mana cell through the quest line and can just bring it in through AE2, this way will work. I mean, we could literally even go further than this with sparks, I'm sure, and make it even better, but that gets us that. So all we have left to do is to set up some filters to get these items back into our storage. So we're going to take a couple of laser nodes. We're going to grab out our card holder and what was I looking for? One more thing. So laser node, card holder, the wrench. We need our laser wrench. Okay, so we're going to put 2 here. We're going to link these 2. And then now on the facing the block, you are going to get an item card. We're going to set you to extract. We're going to give you a filter. And we're going to tell you that Dragonstone is one of the things you're allowed to extract. And then all we need to do is we need to tell it the rest of the ones we added recipes for, that it can also remove those. We're missing Elementium. And we're missing Dreamwood, I think, right? Dreamwood. So that should be 9. 5 and 4 is 9. So that's all 9 recipes in the pattern provider. It can now extract them from there. And then we're going to tell this one that you can just insert whatever you get given. And that should send our Dragonstone back and complete our craft. There we go. We have now automated the Alfheim Market. I really hope you guys were able to follow along in today's episode. I really enjoy going through all of this and hope that it's helping some of you guys out. I'm no expert by any means, but I love the challenge of figuring out all of these expert pack things, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the support and for watching and commenting and liking and telling your friends. It's been great. So thank you guys so much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.